Hello everybody, welcome back to our review, to our channel. Today we're gonna have a new post of the Soul Hackers 2. Come to the Sabbath. I used to love turn-based RPGs, however, as I got older, I started to find them more and more boring, unfortunately. Most of them feel incredibly interchangeable to me, to the point that I often didn't felt like they had gameplay as much as a bunch of mostly identical experiences with different coats of paint. That is burying anything with the Shin Megami Tensei name attached to. The series has always been fun to me, as I long loved the careful balancing of weakness exploration, demon fusing, and proper utilization of the boss. Soul Hackers 2 has all of these shades, along with its own wrinkles and a truly impressive amount of features that let you fuse this demon with a lot of useful tricks. Soul Hacker 2 is obviously not a Persona game, so you shouldn't expect characters to talk to each other for hours or focus on extremely lengthy plot. The story here is serviceable and characters are likable enough, but it would blow anyone soon off. Iron Mask, the head of the Pathum Society, a group of devil summoners hell-bent on summoning a god to destroy and remake the world, is after 5 multicolored MacGuffins called coins that they will now allow him to summon the aforementioned god. Predictions the impending destruction of the world due to this, the Sentinel Information Network Aion uses bits of its data to create the twins Ringo and Fig before sending them out into the world of Stop Iron Max. You play as Ringo, as she puts together a team to stop this all from going down. Soul Hackers 2 takes place in the same countries as the other Devil Summoners games, but you don't need to be familiar with them, although there are some references that won't mean much to you otherwise. The plot is fine, but it lacks detail and there is much world building to speak of. Dialogues and characterization unrespectable. However, some story events make no sense, character decisions can be baffling, and much of the terminology seems tossed off. Granted, this is a pretty standard for the genre, but if you go in here expecting Persona caliber writing, you'll be disappointed. The game lets you move freely by picking up from a map. There are a few shopping districts with a business and the necessary for your team continuing growth. You also access a safe house and travel to game dungeons, while no one is of those who can freely up map and fast travel at any points of interest, including going directly to the front of the door of Soul Hackers 2 establishment. Ringo party consists of her and 3 other summoners. Things fiction like a combination between the mainline SMT and Persona games. While you can purchase accessories that beef up each character defense, the majority of the movements are based solely on which demon and they equipped. All characters can equip any demon you have with you, which basically makes every character like a Persona protagonist. Due to this, there are a large amount of freedom when it comes to how you outfit your party. Demons fusing seem related at first, but it's important to use the fusion search function instead of just choosing the ones you have directly available. But it's not as easy as it sounds, as many demons won't learn skills that aren't in their wheelhouse. Demons join you after being scouted in the field by the demons already in your party. You don't want them to bribe one of them in face of the battle, which I strongly appreciated. This does add greater element of RNG than before. However, as you have to fuse a specific demon, if it isn't just dropped, it's your lap. One area that Soul Hackers 2 is noticeably lacking is environmental variation. The first place you go is basically a cargo dock by water, which is quite small. Then you hip up to drab, nondescript subway lines. The game environments are sadly little boring. Then the Soul Matrix. Each ring of computations is mentally joined with the herd and has multi-floor labyrinth that can be used to see some of their memories. It's here they all run passive or active skills that can seriously enhance your combat capabilities. But the problem is that the areas in the Soul Matrix are voids filled with the blue cubes. Remember how monotonous the floors of Tartarus were in Persona 3. The Soul Matrix is significantly less visually interesting than even those. That being said, the level design in this doesn't suffer the same fate. Just like the main dungeons areas, you have to contend with some gimmicks that have a puzzle nature. There is nothing here as elaborate as the places in Persona 5, but there are more like what you see in the main time SMT game. Enemy encounters are based around making contact with foes in the field, but Ringo can knock off most of them with a sword slash, meaning you will be fight exactly as much as you wish to. Combat is of course a particularly noteworthy aspect of the Soul Hackers 2. Each demon can only have 4 skills at first. The set of skills expands or increase your common soul levels, which you raise by choosing certain answerings during dialogue sequences or interacting with them between hangouts events at the bar. The higher their souls level, the deeper you are able to progress in their sections of the soul matrix. Soul Hackers 2 feels remarkably fleshed out in regards of how all its systems tie together and encourage you to partake in the various pieces of content on offer. In a place, all attack system from the Persona gamers are the Sabbaths. If you hit an enemy demon with one of their weakness, you gain numbers in a stack, and the end of each where you have a struck in play demons that were used to trigger said weakness will attack you foes at once. The higher the stack number, the more damage you do. It's a highly enjoyable system that rewards strategy. It's tied together when using commander skills, which allow you to swap out demons during battle or significantly strengthen your Sabbath every few turns. I could go on land about how much deeper everything in Soul Hackers 2 goes, from equipping mysteries to increase the amount of damage certain skills do or how much MP they cost, to carefully standardizing your team. Enemies also drop items that can be used to purchase a myriad of improvements. There is a compelling amount of deep here, which makes the game quite engaging. I continually found myself looking forward to the next round of improvements, as they often have very tangible sections of your battle strength. Soul Hackers 2 may not impress with someone redundant environmental design, and story doesn't stand on its own by any means, but gameplay is intricate and revolving as a turn-based strategy RPG could be made, making it all too easy to sink hour after hour into owning your battle effectiveness or rudely infusing new demons with a skill set that are just right. The game does a remarkable job of incentivizing you to frequently switch up your demons. It's more than enough to keep players hungry for more, as they dismantle they force yet another Sabbath before going and dropping a ton of money of plethora of upgrades. All that make more game than worthy than the Shin Megami Tensei name. The verdict is some of the best turn-based combat around, with a mixed surprising amount of customization, makes Soul Hacker 2 I guess another engrossing winner courtesy of Atlus. But nevertheless, this all for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for learning. Don't forget to press those bells and subscribe button. I appreciate it very much. If something, I'm here. Peace.